The sound of that tractor means we are back at the Give Us the Dirt podcast. I am Brandon. This is Bam Bam, and we are your host. We're excited to be bringing you, this is a special edition podcast. This is our first special edition podcast.
Is this the first year-end review kind of thing that we've done?
No, it's the first one you've done. Because you weren't here last year, but no, we did one last year. And
I thought I was special. But
yeah, it went well, so everybody wanted us to do another one. So we're gonna this, I don't know how this is gonna go. We're gonna look back over the last year, over the podcast that we've had, and we've had some incredible guests. We've had some incredible stories shared here on the podcast. I don't really know what to expect today. This is gonna be great or it's gonna be a train wreck, but we're gonna do it anyway. So 2023, Bam Bam, if you had to describe 2023 in 2 or 3 words, how would you do it?
I would say interesting and educational.
Educational?
Yes.
What did you learn?
I learned on the first series, I learned actually out of both first and second set that we did. Interesting to hear the stories. The educational part on the leadership series, some of the stuff in there, failing forward, different things that people have been through and how they found out not to lead people. Kind of led me in a way that I saw some good things that I was doing and some bad things that I was doing. So I learned from that.
We had some incredible guests, incredible leaders, and I heard a lot of that. People that listened to the podcast said that there were certain episodes where they would grab 2 or 3 takeaways, and it's changed how they're leading their teams, and they've actually adapted and adopted some of those practices that they heard from some of the guests that you interviewed here on the podcast. So, yeah, I heard a lot of that. Educational, huh?
Yeah.
I was going to say, this year, there was a lot of uncertainty this year. I don't know if I'm the only one that felt it. It just felt like, we were watching the economy, kept waiting for it to go bad. It never did. We were watching inflation. We were watching interest rates. And I felt like for so many in our industry, it's like we were just waiting on something bad to happen. But yet it never really did. We've had a good year. We have. Do you know how many podcasts we did last year?
17, I think.
17 podcasts in 2023. They gave me some stats here. Listen to this. So 13,000 people. There have been 13,000 downloads of people wanting to hear your voice on their device.
Maybe I should sing.
13,000 people listening to you.
Yeah.
Does that sound like a high number or a low number to you?
Well, it depends on. I think it's a little bit low. I think we need to get them numbers up. So. Okay.
13,000 people listening to you talk sounds low?
It does. I'd rather have hundreds of thousands of people hearing what I got to say, hearing what we got to say. It
sounds high to me. I can't think of 13 people that want to hear you talk.
Well, I can think of 3.
What is kind of cool is it sounds like people are streaming the Give Us the Dirt podcast in 31 countries.
31 countries.
Can you name 31 countries?
I absolutely cannot name 31.
Well, let me tell you where people are listening to you. In Germany, South Africa, Italy, Austria, and then I don't even know how to say the name. Namibia?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Namibia?
Yeah.
You're a big deal there.
Okay.
They're listening to you. I'm interested on how this works. I don't know how this works. Do they translate? Is it?
Oh, God, I hope so. And how do they translate me is what I want to know.
It's got to be like
subtitles,
but is somebody still having to translate what we're saying? Or
somebody's got to be sitting somewhere with a typewriter.
I don't know. Yeah. That's impressive. But 31 countries are listening to you. So it has been a success. We've been Absolutely. Honored and humbled by the response to the Give Us a Dirt podcast. We didn't know what to expect when we started doing this thing, but it's rare that a day goes by we don't hear from someone that's listening to the podcast, someone that's been inspired by one of your stories, someone that's laughed at something or paid attention to one of our guests. And it's cool to hear that this industry has really rallied behind what we're trying to do here.
Absolutely. The first episode we did, I had no idea what to expect. I was scared. I was like, what in the world? But it was, it was a conversation that just flowed, and I appreciate being a part of it. I really do.
You feel like you've gotten better?
I feel like I'm doing better. What do y'all think?
I think the team actually put something together to remind us of how far we've come in our podcast skills. I think we need to change the times that we do our podcast recordings.
Okay.
Because we are consistently doing them around the 10 o'clock hour, and your stomach and my stomach are growling like crazy. Bam, bam. I was going back to call you Rusty. What was that? You're bam, bam.
That was the fasting period of.
That was when we were talking about our fasting cycles.
Yeah.
Bam, bam. I was going back to call you Rusty. I can't call you Rusty in here. You're bam, bam in this podcast studio, I guess.
Take on my stage now.
Man, have you missed? You and I, whoever can insert the most words about blasting or rock drilling into the conversation, we're going to keep count of it. And whoever can insert the most words into this next episode with Tim Franks wins.
Size head. I do not have a normal size head.
But I feel like it's proportionate to the rest of you.
I don't know how to take.
I didn't mean to. I still feel bad about what I said about the size of your head that day.
It's hey, look.
I should not have said that.
What is this? Look at this one. What's up? Give us the dirt, family.
Oh, that was good.
If you're anything like, I can't. I got to. My face is hot. I'm just kidding. What we're bringing to you next. Stutter.
Oh,
3.
So good.
Bamming it out, boy. Like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell.
Hey, look, something's got to land on the cutting floor. You got to give them something to edit out.
Yep, I do. Yeah, I mean, those folks have to have something to do.
Bam, bam. I think you're doing great. It's been fun having you in here with me. I don't know how much fun you're having, but I enjoy it. I think the podcast has been better with you a part of it.
I'm having a blast, man, and I appreciate being a part of it. It's fun. I enjoy it. It's completely out of my comfort zone. People are coming up to me and going, man, I cannot believe that you're doing it.
But you're doing it.
I am. I'm trying.
You're crushing it, strong and pretty.
That's right, strong and pretty.
For those of you that aren't watching the podcast, Bam Bam is wearing a T-shirt right now that says strong and pretty.
I wore it for y'all today. I wore it for everybody out there watching.
I love
13,000 of you.
Looking back over the podcast guests that we had this year, we started out the year with a series. This was the first time we wanted to try a series and a certain topic, and we did this in a kind of different way. It was a leadership series, but we thought, let's do it by showing what you don't want to do as a leader. Yeah. What are the things you want to avoid as a leader? And we had some incredible guests on that. I was going back through. We kicked it off with Alex Judd, Path for Growth.
Yes. Yep.
And Alex was incredible. He's just, there's so much energy listening to, he is so passionate about what he does. But we've actually got him coming into Hoopah Grading to do some training for our leadership team. Do you know that?
I just heard that, and I am excited about that. It's going to be great.
That was a great episode. And then right after, we had Jason Richmond with Build Wit.
Yeah.
And Jason, that was a cool episode because Jason admitted on the podcast that he had purposefully avoided things like this and had really pulled back from sharing his story and from being out on social media and was really hiding to some degree, and then came out and did our podcast, and not long after that was doing podcasts all over the place. And then I saw him at the Dirt World Summit on stage in front of 1,000 people.
Oh yeah.
So I'd like to say that you kind of forced him out of his shit. Look what you've done for Jason.
Pushed him out of the nest, didn't I?
No, that was fun. Jason's crushing it. Jason, we enjoyed that. And then we had 3 of my favorite people on the planet. We had Kristen Parker with Ascendum, had Tim Franks with Tar Heel, and Dan Davis with Davco Roofing, which I think the world of all three of these people, incredible leaders, gave us so much gold in their stories and their episodes, things that we could do to become better leaders. That was it was incredible, those three. And then we wrapped it up with Jim Rhodes with Wayne Brothers, which I don't know that we've had another episode that has generated as much buzz as Jim's episode did.
Yeah.
For a couple reasons. They were a competitor of ours.
Yes.
But it was an opportunity for us to say, look, we're all trying to do the same thing. We've got to work together. And so I think people appreciated that. But then Jim also talked about emotional intelligence, talked about the power of that and how much they're doing to try to harness in on that and teach that and to help their leaders become better leaders. And so I just thought it was a powerful episode. Jim was really knowledgeable about the subject, and I enjoyed having him in here.
Yeah, and I think it's wonderful to watch how leaders in the construction industry are embracing talking about, how not to treat people, how to build people up. And that's a change.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I think it's wonderful, but they were some wonderful guests that we had up here. And it's great to have our partners as well as our competition in here. I think probably one of the funniest things was Caroline has a hat wall up here where we have, our partners up there. And when we got through with the episode, I went out there and I asked Jim, I said, Jim, can I have a hat? And he said, huh? You want a hat? I said, yeah, I want a hat to hang up on the wall. And he gave me a hat, and we were able to put their hat up on the wall with
That's
us.
really cool.
Yep.
That's really cool. Well, yeah, you're right. It's about the industry, and hopefully we all get better and we all benefit from that.
Absolutely. Yep.
And then the last one on series 1 was Henry Batten, and his topic was the title of his episode was kind of cool. It was called "What Strategy?" Talking about leading with no strategy. And just shooting from the hip,
no roadmap,
flying blind.
Yep.
And Henry's such a great strategist anyway. He was able to come in and talk about the importance of having a strategy as a leader and getting everyone to buy into that strategy, which he's really good at. So, man, I can't. For our first series on how not to be a leader, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was too. I really did.
But then we had to flip gears because we started getting feedback. People wanted to hear from people out in the field.
Yep. Wanted to hear from people out in the dirt and wanted to know what their thoughts were and what their stories were. And so we started up season 2. We started up with Austin Conti, with Tenna. Took his experiences out in the field and took that and added it into some automated stuff where, he started his own company and led his company into and helping lead everybody past the 21st century, getting people in where we need to be. Ron Lindsay, who I work with at the gold mine. Ron's a great guy, great instructor, great leader, great mentor to a lot of people. Hearing his story, how his whole family came from mining, he basically had no choice but to go into mining because everybody else in his family did it. We brought John Keene in. John came in and it's funny how Ron went into mining because everybody in his family did, and John pretty much happened up on a mining career, not in a negative way, but he came in as a subcontractor and ended up working for the mine. Went from building the mine, the processing plant, and all aspects in mining to actually working for the mine. Never, came here from out west, didn't have a job, just knew that it was a big area and that there was work here, and ended up getting into mining. Then you got I skipped one, actually.
Who'd you skip?
No, I didn't skip one. I'm good. Javen Browning.
No, Javen was awesome.
Yeah, with the Browning group. Yep.
Javen, was he the guy that said he was afraid he missed a boat at 18?
18 and a half years old and afraid it was too late for him to get into it. Now the next thing you know, he's 24 years old, and 24, and he's running a company.
Yeah,
and wow, I mean that's climbing it up right there.
I remember him. Man, he's impressive. That's
great leader.
Yeah, it gives you hope of that next generation coming up through the ranks right now.
Yeah, and then we had old Russell Davis,
one of our own.
And the cool thing about Russell was he was voted by his coworkers. We put it out there and said, "Tell us who you want to hear from," and he won it by a landslide. And he came in here and told us his story about how he wasn't even driving, and people were dropping him off at the job site and picking him up whenever it was over.
We did, yeah. So we actually asked him who the best operator.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and sure Russell, they picked Russell.
Russell came up, yep. So Russell's a great guy. Me and him go on with a lot of stuff. We had a pretty good bit of banter. So make sure.
Well, you had a big role in getting a lot of those guests to come on, and I enjoyed season 2 as much as 1. I thought really getting a different perspective. Getting out of the C-suite and getting out to the field, the people boots on the ground that actually out there moving the dirt, crushing the rock, mining the.
Getting it done, pulling gold out.
It was gold. We had gold, and we had something else we couldn't talk about.
Yeah,
right?
we couldn't talk about it.
No, it was cool. We had some great guests, but let's start looking forward. We're going to look at 24 now and start thinking about. We've got some opportunity. We're coming back. We're going to do this again.
Yep.
Give Us the Dirt podcast is not going away. And I'm going to talk about some things that we want to dive into hopefully next year. We're still recruiting guests right now. I know the team has been booking guests pretty quick. I mean, our schedules are already booking up, but we've got some topics that are going to be unique. I'm going to share those with you before we finish up today. But I want to do something that we don't typically do on the Give Us the Dirt podcast. And for those of you that have been listening for a while, you know that we don't use the Give Us the Dirt podcast to talk about Hoopaw Grading Company. We really wanted to use this platform to showcase the industry, to share a different story about this industry for those that weren't familiar with it, to change the narrative on construction in general, and to showcase other companies that are doing things the right way out in the industry. We did not want this to become a Hoopaw commercial. And so, but I'm going to ask for just a little bit of grace, because we would be remiss if we didn't acknowledge the efforts of our 773 team members here at Hoopaw Grading this year. We have got an incredible team that I know I'm so proud of. I know you're so proud of.
Absolutely.
We get to see them out in the field, but then also in the academy. We've had over 19,000 hours of training hours here at the academy with our team members. But what's really cool is this year the team was awarded two very special awards. They were awarded Best Place to Work in Charlotte area, and then top workplaces. And the really cool thing about top workplaces is they rank you all the way. I think there were 70 companies that were identified to receive top workplace award, and we were number 1.
Wow.
Number 1 out of all of them. And I am so proud of that. And I just wanted to say thank you to the team. I hope y'all are proud of that. It's an honor to be able to work with such amazing men and women here at Hoopaw Grading Company. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. They deserve it.
Absolutely. And the thing about it is that's nothing I did. That's nothing you did. That's those 773 leaders that we got out there in the field. And if we did not have the right people in the seats of this equipment that's walking silk fence, that's putting up things that we do, putting utilities in the ground, doing concrete, everything that we do, then none of us will be sitting here. None of this will be happening. And I would just like to say thank you to those guys and their families for what they do for us every day.
Every day. Thank you. All right. Well, that's enough about Hoopaw. We've got some very important things to discuss right now.
Yep.
Pop culture.
Pop culture. Pop culture.
Are you up to speed on your pop culture trivia?
Probably not where I should be. We probably about to see.
I have no idea what's getting ready to happen right now. Caroline, what's happening right now? What is this?
All right, we got some big topics this year we have to talk about.
Yeah.
Number one, what do you think it is?
Big topics for 2023. I don't even know.
I think there's so much going on right now. I'm kind of scared to throw this one out at you, but I don't know.
All right, what we got?
See what we got. Oh yeah, there it is.
Travis and Taylor.
Oh, Taylor.
How you feel about the new romance?
I'm pulling for them. And I hope they make one another happy. I really am. I really am.
Whatever you do, don't say anything bad about Taylor Swift.
I know, because I'm telling you.
We will be canceled faster than,
we will be assaulted.
Swifties
faster.
have some power.
Yes, and there's one in this room, which will remain nameless, but we will be assaulted.
No, I'm excited. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool. I'm a fan.
I am. I'm a fan.
What we got next? What is this? Is that Shannon Sharp?
Somebody has been to the thrift shop.
Oh, that's when he had his outburst at the basketball game.
Yeah. But you probably need to pick something. I don't know. It looks like maybe a Winnebago.
Is that like a cardigan sweater?
I don't have one of those.
I was going to ask, do you own anything that looks like that?
No, I do not. It looks like a Winnebago is missing it.
So is that are you a fan or not a fan?
I'm not.
We're going to go with not a fan of the sweater. Sorry, Shannon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Jelly roll.
Okay. So this just says to me that
you have got to be a Jelly Roll fan.
I'm not a Jelly Roll fan.
What?
This says to me I got drunk and fell asleep in the tattoo artist's chair.
Look, let me tell you, Jelly Roll he's a mystery to me. I think I like it. I think I'm a fan. He's like if you put rock and rap and soul and country and a tattoo parlor and a Waffle House all in a blender.
I like that.
That's Jelly Roll.
I like that. Yeah.
You gotta love Jelly Roll.
I'm gonna be a nay on this one, but I do like.
All right, we got split. We're gonna be split on this one. I'm a fan. Is that a UFO?
That would be an unidentified flying object.
I'm not up to speed on UFOs. I don't know much about them.
Have
there been a lot of UFO sightings this year?
I don't. Has there? There has?
I didn't know that there'd been a lot. I'll start watching though. I'll keep my eye out for it. But I'm not a fan. Now Elon.
Oh yeah.
He killed Twitter.
Yeah.
This year.
He did.
Now it's X.
Yeah.
How you feel about that?
I'm down with it. Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool.
I think it's
like if you get tired of hearing something, that you can just go buy it.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah,
and change it.
And change it to whatever you want it to be. I think it's pretty cool.
If I had that kind of money, you know what I'd do? It'd be like Paul Finbaum. The way he bashes Clemson all the time.
Absolutely, yes.
I get so sick of hearing him bash Clemson. Like, how nice would it be just to have enough money to go in and say, I'm buying ESPN.
Yeah.
And today is your last day.
Yeah. Go be successful
that's what Elon
elsewhere. Did. Yep.
Now we have Axe. I'm a fan.
I'm a fan.
All right.
I am a fan.
Keep at it, Elon. Oh, that's the
okay.
So this is the fight.
Yeah, this is the fight. Yeah.
Did the fight ever happen?
No, it did not.
It did not happen?
It did not happen. But I'm telling you, this cat right here would win.
So I may have I think Zuckerberg actually. I think he's like a jiu-jitsu guy. I think he knows some moves.
Yeah, but you can't do that on the ground.
That's exactly where you do it.
Lay it on your back.
That's exactly where you do jiu-jitsu.
Not if he's holding in tight. No.
You literally do jiu-jitsu on the ground.
All I got to say is one thing.
What?
He has never been introduced to what I like to call the possum paralyzer. Now, they don't make a counter move in any martial arts for the possum paralyzer.
What?
And I'm pretty sure that this fella right
Did
here,
you invent the possum paralyzer?
I did not invent the possum paralyzer.
I have
but
not heard.
I may or may not have perfected the possum paralyzer.
I don't even want to know. Who are you picking in this?
I'm picking Elon.
I'm going Zuckerberg.
Okay, that's probably
That's going to make the blooper reel right there, isn't it?
It probably is.
And give them some more material.
Yes.
All right, so we're split on this one. Oh my goodness, the Barbie movie.
Barbie.
You know what? That was a big deal this year.
It was. My daughter actually went and saw that movie.
What'd you think about the movie?
I did not go see the movie.
Come on.
I did not. Can you imagine me walking into the movie theater?
That shows you the power of marketing right there.
Oh,
There were
absolutely.
people, everything was pinked out when this movie came out. There were women hauling their boyfriends and their husbands to the movie theaters and making them sit through this movie.
I think, that's probably why me and my wife make such a good match, because she knew better than to even ask.
Did she go?
She did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm gonna be a no.
I'm gonna be a hard no on this
Yeah,
one
I'm
as
gonna-
well.
yeah.
Sorry, Barbie.
Yeah.
AI. What do you know about AI,
Started
Bam Bam?
off for me. Started off.
Artificial intelligence. This is where you stop thinking and the computer starts doing your thinking for you.
I'm gonna be a no on that. I'm not down with that.
You're not down with that?
I'm not. I'm in agreement that some technology, we're probably about where we need to be, but I also think that we're about where we need to stop.
I don't think it stops.
I don't think it does either.
I don't think it stops.
Whether I say no, hard no on that one, or not, I don't think it stops. It's
Yeah,
just gonna
I'm
keep
torn
going.
on this one. I see benefits. I see where it could help, but it's a little scary. A little scary to think about what it turns into.
Yep.
We'll let Elon deal with this one.
Yeah, we'll let Elon handle it.
All right.
You got it.
I'm just going to claim I don't know on that one.
Yeah.
All right, cool. How do we do, Caroline? Look,
Did good.
you're up to speed on your pop culture. I was impressed, Bam Bam. So 2024, I told you that I want us to look at some different things in the podcast next year. And so if you're listening and you feel like you've got a story to tell, or you know someone that that's got a great story to share, let us know. Reach out to us. Send us a note. You can hit us through the website, through the link, and just let us know that you got someone. But I was looking at an article the other day, which was really interesting. You think about some of the issues that we face as an industry, and we've dealt with a lot of those over the last couple of years here on the podcast. Those issues are starting to look a little bit different, and they've identified some issues that our industry is going to face that we really haven't had to deal with before. Things like what we just talked about, AI, and how that's going to impact our business. And it's hard to imagine AI in construction, but it's already making an impact. Soft skills, continuing to be able to teach and train our team members with soft skills, communication, problem solving, emotional intelligence, those kind of things. That's going to become a bigger and bigger issue. Hiring for skill instead of for educational achievement or age.
Absolutely, yes.
That's changing. That's changing.
That is evolving quickly, and I gotta say I'm in agreement with it. I mean, as far as that goes, it's not student debt and everything. You can make good money doing what we do, getting in the field, getting out, doing stuff, and not having that.
Absolutely,
Yeah, not
absolutely, and we're seeing that shift in
Experience
mindset.
counts.
Sustainability. What is your company doing for the community, for the environment? Like, people are starting to ask that. We've got to deal with those questions now. We've got to be able to answer that, and we've got to be able to show that what we're doing to invest back into our communities. Things that construction companies never had to worry about or think about in the past. Now, people want to know, what are you doing?
Absolutely.
Data. The data world, managing the data that we're getting out of our systems, out of our equipment.
Out of our machines. Yes.
How do you do that? How do you take that data and use it to become more productive, more efficient, And that's a real thing right now. Yeah. All the GPS tracking, the telematics that you were talking about earlier, those are major issues we're going to have to deal with. One that they mentioned, the customer experience versus customer service.
Yes.
Realizing that every time you touch that client, that's part of that experience.
It is.
Whether it be accounting, whether it be out in the field, whether it be, team development group, however you're touching them. Part of that. DE&I. What are we doing in the DE&I space? How are we making sure that that our team represents the community that we're living and working in? And then the last one that they taught was resilience. And this is kind of cool, thinking about how construction companies are preparing for downturns in the economy. How are you making sure that your business can withstand economic downturns, can withstand a pandemic, can withstand cyber attacks, things like that? What are you doing to make sure that you could survive that the company can survive that when it comes? So these are, again, they're topics that we're not used to dealing with, but they're topics we're going to have to address.
Yep. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a good series, getting those topics addressed and talked about, and learning from that, and hopefully some folks out there can learn from it as well.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So we'd love to hear from you. If you've got stories, if you know someone that's got a great story, let us know. Drop us a line. We'd love to get them in here in the studio and have them give us the dirt. Bam, bam, that's all I've got today. I hope that recapped everything. I think they've got one more thing for us to do, and I don't know what this is. So this is going to be a surprise to you and me both. But
and remember, my office is right behind you.
Oh, my goodness. Is that Christmas vacation?
Yeah, that's nice right there. I can't believe that, because we just talked about that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I love it.
That's actually awful. That's awful. Hey, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
No, Christmas Vacation.
This is it?
Yes. Eddie, which apparently I am portrayed as.
You are Eddie.
Is he's the man, boy, I tell you. What about yours?
I don't know. It's debatable whether you're going to call it a Christmas movie or not, but
we're in the Nakatomi Plaza, ain't we?
Die Hard.
Yep.
You knew it.
Yeah, well, yep. Die Hard is a wonderful movie, just all around. But I'm glad they themed it around Christmas.
It's a Christmas movie.
It's not a feel-good.
That's right. Christmas movie.
Yeah, and I think that's why I like this one.
Bam, bam. It's been a great year. I've enjoyed this. I look forward to doing the podcast with you again next year. You coming back, aren't you?
If you will have me, I will be back, yes.
And I'd be honored to have you. If we can keep you, have your manager reach out. We'll work out a new deal.
I will. I'll have them call. I'll have my manager's fax machine call your manager's fax machine, and we'll work something out.
That sounds good. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for tuning in to Give Us the Dirt podcast. Have a great Christmas and Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
Thank you for digging in with us on this episode of Give Us the Dirt, powered by HGC. If you liked what you heard, make sure you leave us a rating and a review, and subscribe now on our Apple, Spotify, or YouTube channels so you never miss an episode. To share feedback or suggest our next guest, visit our website at giveusthedirtpodcast.com.